It's about mid-morning at the minute. Decided to come out for the walk before the day heats up too much. It's still fairly warm from yesterday. And then about an hour ago, we had a bit of a heavy downpour that wasn't forecast, so that's ramped up the humidity a bit. So I thought I'd get a nice walk in before it gets too hot. Decided to come down to Winethdale. I think I'll go down that road, then do a circuit. And someone's done a number on that gate as well. Lots of blackberries about at the minute. Mum and Dad pulled a load from the field next to where we live last week. Made a blackberry and apple crumble at the weekend. Not really much for cooked fruits, to be honest. It's one of those useful wind turbines over there, generating no power. So back home in the van, I currently have my granddad's old 1.5 litre slow cooker. And Dad's done a tomato soup to put in that, so I'm currently testing using the slow cooker in the van through the inverter off the batteries without being plugged into the mains. That went on about 8:10 this morning, so it's been an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Dad reckons it needs to be on for 8 hours, so we'll see what that does to the batteries later. They started on 87%, and when I left home they were down to 85%. And it reckons there's about 18 hours of life in the battery left. Although when it started 2% higher, it reckoned there was 21% hours rather. Worst comes to worst, I'll just plug it in. If the sun comes out enough, if the clouds clear off, it might charge the batteries up enough anyway. It's still getting some charge in at the minute. There's a path down here, and I don't know if I've ever been down. So let's see where this goes. Considering that rain that we had earlier soaked the ground, everywhere's dried up really fast. So I could probably got away with not putting these walking boots on, but my barefoot ones. Ah well, a bit late now. There's an old gate post. Trailer full of hay in the field there. Ow, nettle. Where is this coming out? Okay, this has brought me out onto the road I was originally thinking of circling round on. So I think all I've done there is cut my walk short. Okay. Now I've got to decide whether I want to go... Quiet, dog. Up around there and do the shorter walk, or go back down that way and do the longer one. And this road is a nice one to walk down. Pretty well kept really, it's a bit of a money area. You know what? I'm going to walk back along that path, back on down the road there. We'll circle back around here later. So not quite ready to head back yet. Not that way, that's full of nettles. Go down this way. I'll pick the camera back up in a bit then. I've changed my mind on where I'm going. I'm not going to circle back after all. There's nice properties down there. Don't know if you'll be able to pick them up on this camera. Anyway, I'm not circling back after all, not that way. I think what I might do is aim for Croxden Abbey, which isn't too far from here. And I know I'm heading in the right-ish direction, but my phone's in my bag and I don't feel like pulling it out to check the map. So we'll see where we end up, but Croxden Abbey is what I'm going to be aiming for. Which is down this way-ish. That was close. That's the ford at Great Gate. I don't know if that is still in use. There's the other gateway for it. Ah, dustbin men up ahead. All right, let's keep going. It's about 20 past 10, I think now. Would like to be home for dinner. None of the audio recorded on that last clip because the receiver for the microphone wasn't switched on. The battery's dead. But anyway, that was Croxden Abbey. Pretty big. Privately owned, apparently. I was also saying that there's stories of Roman ghost armies walking down here, being sighted allegedly. You'd think those stories would be legion. I'm going to turn this off now for safety before I make another joke. Just going to get out of the way of this car first. Right, homewards march. 33 degrees in the van currently. That was the soup. Dad's just taken that, we're having that for starters then, bangers and mash. That had been on for almost 9 hours now. We gave it an extra hour just to soften up a little bit more. Oh, also this afternoon we went uptown. I sorted my ISA out, because that needed doing. Check your finances. Yep, got that done. Then Dad and I went for a walk while Mum was busy. Went into Morrison's and picked up some bottles of Hawkstone cider, which is a very nice cider. And that rain that we had earlier must have been dirty rain, because my car is filthy and we washed it yesterday. It's been nowhere. Same with the van, looking at the windscreen. Just dirty. Been nowhere. I know what I want to do. Oh, I've not brought my phone out with me. I'll go grab my phone. We'll do a quick check of how much power that's taken. But it's around about 15%. That went on at 8:09 this morning. Batteries were at 87.79%. And then 1700, so bang on 5 o'clock. That was off, and the batteries there were at 70.19%. So it's about 17% power over 9 hours that took to do that soup. When I started, the solar was putting in 35 watts or 2.55 amps of power, and when I finished it was putting in 71 watts or 5.18 amps of power. So still plenty left in there then. Don't know what that would be like during winter. Shouldn't be too bad. Bear in mind this has also been running my fridge freezer as well, which doesn't really take a whole lot when that kicks in. And it's also been cloudy all day. In fact, it's just been grey with cloud for a lot of the day. Well, most of the morning. Brightened up in the afternoon, but it's still very cloudy. Overall though, I would say that was a successful test. So I think that's going to be it for this video, because it is way too warm to do out else. So I'll leave you there.